Hello, everyone. This is Drew Soshnick, Academy Fellow from Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is my distinct pleasure to have my good friend and colleague and former president of the AAML, Peter Walzer from Los Angeles area and the California chapter, give us some words of wisdom about his time and involvement with the Academy. Peter, it's great to see you.
Good to see you, Drew. I'm glad to be here.
Terrific. Well, tell us a little bit about your history with the Academy and your involvement. Obviously, you've served as president, but you, as I know, have had so many roles. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it was my pleasure to be the son of a prominent fellow of the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, Stuart Walzer. And so I had a great role model, and I was expected to be a fellow of the Academy from the minute I started practicing. So in 1994, I became a fellow 12 years after I started, and it's been a great journey.
Well, that's terrific. And in your time serving as president, you probably had opportunities to travel both on Academy business, but otherwise, and socially, as well as other professional travels. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what has been most memorable on some of your travels throughout the country and around the world.
So definitely the trip to Chicago every year is great. It's the first week in November, and it's an opportunity to greet friends from across the United States and even around the world. So that annual meeting trip is definitely memorable, and we look forward to it, and looking forward to it in a couple of weeks coming up. But I think the most memorable trip was to the Fairmont Mayakoba in the south of Cancun near Playa del Carmen. It was my presidential trip, and there was a lot going on, but I brought my kids along, and it was just fun, fabulous, rewarding. Everybody went to the Cirque du Soleil, and it was just a great, great trip. So that was probably the most memorable.
Well, it sounds terrific. And obviously, we're all excited to be able to see one another again in Chicago in a few weeks. One of the highlights of Chicago, I think, for most of us who've been fellows for an extended period of time is to meet and greet and have a chance to mingle with the new fellows. Obviously, with your experience, you probably have some words of wisdom and advice you could share that would be valuable to our newer fellows. What would you say to them?
I'd say join a committee. And if you join a committee, get involved. Now, I had some false starts. I might have joined a committee that really wasn't active, or I couldn't seem to work my way in or move up the ladder, but keep on trying. Find something that interests you and do the work of the committee. Take the notes, be the secretary. Do what you can to be productive, because people are judging you by what you do. If you take good notes and you're active in the committee, people will assume you're a good lawyer and refer you cases. And it's really a networking organization, and you want to be a star, just like that's why you got into the Academy, because you were a star in your jurisdiction and you want to show your stuff off at the committee level. And whatever committee interests you, become leader of that committee, and people will see that you're valuable, and they'll see you're a good lawyer. You don't have to move to be president like I did, but just do a good job. The committees rotate. You can become committee chair and find a committee that you can really serve and do good work.
That's great advice. I'm going to ask you an unfair question now, but knowing you for as long as I have, I know you'll have a great answer for our fellows. You've done so much in the Academy. If you had to think about some of the more rewarding, or one of the most rewarding things that you've done in your various roles with the Academy, what would that be?
I think being president was the most rewarding role, because there were so many challenges. The Academy went through many changes while I was president, hiring directors and interviewing people, and there are issues that come up, and resolving those issues is what's so fun about being a lawyer, and what was so fun about being in the Academy. Also, chapter leaders president, getting to know chapter leaders from across the country was very rewarding. And of course, I love traveling to all the chapters as president, the Mountain States chapter in Wyoming, the Florida State chapter playing golf, Connecticut chapter, New Jersey chapter, on and on. It was great. I love meeting people. I love going places, and being involved in the academy gets you everywhere.
Well, you certainly did a terrific job steering the academy through the challenges during your presidency, and we're all the stronger for it now, thanks to you and your efforts. Are there any parting words you'd like to share with our fellows about anything?
Yeah, be the person that goes up to the new fellow at the meeting and greet them, welcome them, be their friend, because you know what it's like to come into a group and not know anybody. Make a point to be outgoing. And if you don't have anything to talk about, use the 4 F's: food, family, friends, and fun. And ask them about themselves. Don't tell them about yourself, and that will bring them out and make them feel a part of the academy.
Well, that's great advice. Peter, thank you very much for taking the time. I know that the fellows will enjoy hearing from you, and with your long tenure and great service to the academy, we're all the better for it. So again, thanks for taking the time and sharing your wisdom with the Academy Fellows. And we hope that you enjoyed this chat with our past president, Peter Walzer.
Thank you, Drew.